And we are live. The Intellectual Idiot Show with a new look. On the road, on the Zoom. I am in Montana. Michael is in the beautiful suburbs of West Allis, Wisconsin. And Gut Jeske going with the Assad fade haircut. Really tight on the sides again.
Shout out to Assad, my boy. He's the best barber in town.
Gonna give him a quick little shout out or what?
I just did.
Oh, sorry. I missed his name and I wasn't really paying attention because I definitely wouldn't want that haircut. Anyway, we got a special guest today. Let's give it up for Mike, aka Big Nuts, aka Huge Sack, Michael Krupa.
Starting it off hot with that shirt. Love the shirt.
You guys know that it's Memorial Day today. Take a second, honor everyone who's fallen in service, but was just cooking out earlier, made a couple burgers, had a couple brewskis with them, delicioso. So yeah,
wow.
Memorial Day
How much
weekend.
would I have died to have an undercooked Michael Krupa burger?
Oh, I checked. It was 165 degrees. Put the little meat thermometer in there. Make sure no one gets any salmonella. So
you do that for burgers?
Boy.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, unless you want it like medium rare. Then you still want it at like 145.
You'd figure that you'd have enough self-confidence to not have to.
Yeah, so who needs a meat thermometer? Like,
so hang on, I'm pretty sure
that's really dumb.
Can we take a quick time out? I think last year, Mr. Hoffman, you were at a brewer game cooking out, making some brats. And I believe I had 2 raw brats in the middle. Stomach felt like crap afterwards. So
Max, you served them fucking raw brats?
Use a meat thermometer.
Actually, I remember a brewer game that I went to with Mr. Michael Krupa. He was trying to take shots with the barrel man and had no recollection of the game whatsoever. So Ty and Mike both have a phenomenal.
We've had some tough instances at the brewer game, Mike. We shouldn't drink at brewer games anymore.
You're right. We'll leave that to Max and Bernie Brewer or somebody. So
yeah, beautiful. Well, thank you boys for creating some time, and thank you to all of our listeners who had to deal with the slight adjustment. It was a little bit difficult to record on the road, but here we are, getting it out for the viewers. No matter where we are, we're figuring out the Zoom. Tyler is really slow with the Zoom. It kind of shows for his lack of Zoom calls that he has on a day-to-day.
I'm a Teams guy. I'm a Microsoft Teams guy, but going off that, Mike, why don't you do a little introduction? Tell the audience who you are, how you know us, why you're on the show.
So it was about 20 minutes ago. I got a call from a random number. Guy said his name was Max Hoffman and said, "Hey, can you join us on a podcast?" But no, just kidding. Kidding aside, Hoffman and I go way back to the early grade school days. If you guys ever have heard of High School Musical, we did a play where Max and I had 2 of the lead roles in High School Musical.
Were you Troy Bolton?
I was Troy Bolton. Ryan was...
Ginger Troy Bolton?
It was Ryan Evans over here.
Oof.
The flamboyant Ryan Evans. So that was me. Then ended up going to high school with Max and bothered him and ran into Ty a couple years ago as one of Max's buddies. And I'm just, I feel like an honorary Norbert Knight. So at this point,
love it.
It was basically ever since Michael's cup fell out of his locker and everybody realized how ginormous it was. That was the moment that Michael and my friendship really solidified.
Mike hides it well. He hides it well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he does hide it very well. But anyway, thank you, Mike, for hopping on. We got a packed show for y'all today. We're kind of starting off with talking about a little bit about our trips, everything that we got going on in our personal life and kind of like what travel means to all of us. Going from there, we got what's hot, what's not. Wait, do I have that right? We're doing what's hot, what's not after. All right.
Top 5.
And then following up with, that's right. Top five.
What's hot, what's not, and then the fuck up. Max is not getting through this right now. He's struggling. So
I got vacation brain. I'm on vacation brain. I'm off. I'm on vacation brain. But anyway, let's start off with Mike, seeing that his trip was first before all of us. Mike, all of a sudden I get a Snapchat, a little preset. I get a Snapchat from Mike.
Huge trip.
I get a Snapchat from Mike. It's a Wednesday and he's in Ohio. I'm like, what are you doing?
Not a Wednesday.
When was it?
So this was last week, Sunday and Monday. The best time they say to visit the Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio,
Hey,
is in late May. And I went with the Madre and my younger sister who was in town for a couple week break. So left on a Sunday, drove for about 8-9 hours. That morning, went to the Football Hall of Fame and drove another 8-9 hours back. But I got to tell you of a pretty interesting pit stop we made at in Notre Dame. We visited their beautiful campus of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. I don't know about you guys, but our Secretary of Transportation, I like to call him Pete Big Booty Buttigieg, was the former mayor of South Bend. And that city is an absolute dumpster fire. I drove from one end to South Bend to the other in about 30 seconds. Wanted to get a Diet Coke at McDonald's because my mom, Debbie, just loves Diet Cokes. Both of the McDonald's was drive-through only. We saw one and we're like, no, we're just not even gonna go to that one. Drove the other one, waited for about 25 minutes in line for a Diet Coke. And then just wish South Bend goodbye and hopefully never visiting there again.
Hey, Mike.
And then the good old, yeah.
Did you by chance stop in Gary, Indiana?
Oh, I drove through and I could smell everything going on in Gary.
Beautiful
Indiana,
city of Gary. We are huge Gary, Indiana.
Oh,
why do you? It's
We're
your
a huge
classic
Gary,
callback.
Indiana podcast.
yeah, that's the good old. I think the Music Man. The guy was a traveling anvil salesman, and there's a song called Gary, Indiana, and how much everybody loves it. But that was back in like the 1930s. A lot has changed then. So sped through Gary, Indiana as fast as possible. Try to not stick there too long.
So
Football fan.
Yeah. Tell us, how'd it go? How did the Canton go?
It was really cool. Got to see a lot of the famous busts of all the statues. I made sure to take a quick hello to
DeMarcus Russell.
DeMarcus Russell, sure. There was somebody. Oh, I learned a couple fun facts about college. So O.J. Simpson won the Heisman, right? Did not get his title taken away with him after allegedly murking some people. But
tough look for Canton.
Who's Reggie Bush? He got his Heisman taken away from him because he accepted like $20 from whatever college he went to.
Talk about something that's really fucked up.
Yeah. So you know what they say?
That's ridiculous.
You keep your Heisman trophy if you murder somebody, but if you take incentives to go to university, they'll take that away from you as soon as possible. So
that actually is so corrupt. That is so horrible.
It is?
Holy crap.
I mean, now finally they're kind of having NIL deals going around now for a lot of these college athletes.
Graham Mertz is out there getting his NIL deals.
Really?
Yeah,
John
Graham
Daly
Mertz.
Jr. is. John Daly Jr. has an NIL deal with the son of John Daly, as we all know and love, that you guys talked about last week.
Yeah.
He signed a deal with Hooters.
Oh my God.
I couldn't think of a better deal.
His son signed a deal with Hooters?
Is he a unit?
Yep.
Just like his dad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
John Daly Jr.'s got a couple pounds on him, but he's a heck of a golf player.
Units only in the Daly family. Units only. You know that. Good stuff.
But ending the trip, unfortunately, did not see my man, Roger Goodell. Not sure where he was, but next time, Roger, when I'm in Canton, I expect to see you there. So
I'll tell you
what.
About
you two gents?
Roger Goodell probably knew. Roger Goodell probably knew you were going to be there and decided not to show up. You're the type of guy who has that effect on people. Oh, what are we doing here?
Showing the viewers John Daly Jr. Beautiful.
That's a young photo of him. I think he's probably extended a couple waistlines sizes since then. So.
Oh, he's looking good. He's looking good.
Like father, like son.
Wow.
Wow. What a stud. Like father, like son. Ty, let's hear about your camping trip.
Yeah.
This is new for me. I haven't talked to you about this yet.
I know. We haven't talked since you've been in the teats. It was a good trip. Went out to Jellystone, Wisconsin Dells. It was definitely a bit overrun by children. We went to go to the hot tub at night. One of the nights, it was nice campground, 5 minutes from like all the main water parks and stuff. But we went to go to the hot tub. It was actually after we got rained out at Noah's Ark. It was like supposed to be 82 degrees and it ended up pouring rain. There was lightning strikes everywhere. So we had to leave Noah's Ark. Came back, wanted to go to the hot tub because we were freezing. There's about 43 kids in the hot tub. It's overrun. They're climbing on the poles. It's an absolute disaster. There's a DJ there at the pool. This guy's about 55, old white man with a wife beater on. 55.
What are they
I mean,
playing?
He's got, it's like he's playing like an American song. He's like, I'm proud to be an American. Let's go, everyone at Jellystone.
Oh, what was the name of the DJ? Was it like
I don't know, but probably DJ Creepy White Man. I don't know.
DJ America? DJ America.
But yeah, all jokes aside, it was a great weekend to get out, camping, be in nature, did a lot of hiking, went to Devil's Lake. We went to Max. We're actually going to be implementing a new section soon, a new, segment for our podcast. We're going to be doing restaurants. I will say, I'm going to start it off. This is the first episode of restaurant segments for us that we're going to recommend and review for you guys. So I will say, I think I may have found the best restaurant in Wisconsin, Ishnala Supper Club. Have you guys heard of it?
I have not. No.
Basically, yeah, it was in a
viewers, get out your pens and pencils.
Yeah, everyone, write this down. It's the best date place in Wisconsin. If
you want to talk about a guy who knows how to eat.
Yep. If you want to take your Honey Boo Bears for the best date night out, this is the place.
Honey Boo Bears? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, basically it was actually filmed with the movie Public Enemies, Johnny Depp. There was a scene that was filmed at this place. It's a huge cabin in the woods. It's right on it's Mirror Lake and really nice beach. It's got trails everywhere, and the food, it's like 5-star. So if you're in the Dells, you guys have to go to Ishnala Supper Club. It's probably the best overall restaurant experience I've had.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out, honestly. I mean, I'd give you reviews from Jackson Hole and
but we don't have a lot of viewers on
Jackson Hole, Tetons, and Wyoming, but I really don't think that y'all are going to be eating down here anytime soon. But another really, really good place up in the Dells area, Baraboo area, is Tumbled Rock Brewery.
We actually went there too.
Tumble Rock Brewery is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome outdoor brewery area. Yeah, Mike, you should definitely go there with Morgan. It's like a super good time. You go up there, they have like outdoor seating, fire pits out there. They got bags going on out there. It's a brewery. You can obviously get beers. They do really, really good wood fire pizzas.
Yeah.
That place is really, really good too. That's my favorite place up in Baraboo.
Yeah, me and Melanie, we got some really, really fucking good steak bites, like an appetizer, and they had some live music. It was great. Also, have you guys heard of that new truck stop place in the Dells that's like right next to Noah's Ark? No. They've got this huge truck stop place. They literally have 2 buses suspended from the ceiling that you can go walk in and eat in the buses. So cool.
I try to stay away from the Dells, honestly, for the most part. I mean, I love Baraboo. Don't get me wrong. I love like camping out in Baraboo. We did that a couple years ago, Ty. That was a super fun time.
Yeah, it was.
But camping out in Baraboo. Michael, have you ever been out to like the Devil's Lake area to go camping and whatnot?
That's funny you mentioned that. I lived in Madison for 4 years. Not once have I been to Devil's Lake. Hoping that changes.
You've never been to Devil's Lake? Me and you have been on about a million hikes together, and we've never gone to Devil's Lake together?
That's crazy, Mike.
Nope, never.
Oh my, Michael, I actually had a memory on my phone pop up of like that one random hike that we took freshman year. We were out for like 6 hours. Do you remember that?
Yeah, in Ixonia, I believe that was.
Yeah, it was in the middle of absolute nowhere. Me and Michael did one of those things where like probably one of our umping catastrophes. We went out and did this hike, and it was just an absolute, it was actually a lot of fun, but it was in the middle of nowhere, and we had no idea what we were doing or getting ourselves into. It was phenomenal. Great memories. Random hike in the middle of nowhere. Good stuff. But yeah, no, for me, road tripping with Haley, who's actually over here just chilling on her phone, being a vegetable. But yeah, no, it's been absolutely incredible. I'll tell you what, like, this is by far, besides Australia, this is the best trip I've ever taken in my life. Like this
out west in the United States is just way more beautiful than anywhere else in the US.
Oh my God. Tetons National Park was incredible. And the thing about it is I haven't gone to Glacier yet. Right. So I've been to Tetons for 2 days already. We just spent our first day in Yellowstone. So we did, Old Faithful, hiked around that area today. We went on a hike today that just opened literally a day ago due to extreme bear activity.
Extreme bear activity?
Yeah, they've had a lot of, we were going to go on one hike today, called Fairy Falls hike. That was like 8 mile loop. That was shut down due to bear activity. They were like, you cannot go on that hike. There are too many angry grizzlies, because they're all waking up from hibernation and they all have their cubs.
They're all hungry.
So they were like, do not go on that hike. It is not safe for people to go on that hike right now. So we skipped that one. We're like, yes, we will not go on that hike. We went to today we went to Old Faithful Geyser, and we went and saw all the geysers. Absolutely beautiful. Went to
How many
observation.
times did it go off?
We saw it go off twice. We were there for quite some time, but there were
that's a
hundreds of geysers there. It was incredible, but we saw so many bison. We saw so many bison.
Yes.
We
Did
were
you go to Lamar Valley?
Yeah, we did. But we saw so many bison, and there was one time when we were going around to get back to Old Faithful, because we saw it go off the first time, but we saw from a little bit further away from observation point. But then we were trying to get back to go see Old Faithful again, but there were bison crossing the way. So they were like, hold on. But then the bison like saw the people, and they started to like look around. And then there was this one bison that started coming at Haley and I. So like the park ranger came over and was like holding the buffalo away, saying like, don't come over here, whatever. It was crazy. And then another time there was one that was like within 15 feet of us, just walking right in front of us. I was like, do not move a muscle. It was crazy. I mean, I feel like buffalo in Yellowstone are as common as deer in Wisconsin. It is insane how many buffalo there are out there just roaming around and whatever. But we've seen
bison.
Yeah, we've seen so much wildlife in the Tetons. We saw elk, we saw porcupine, we saw moose. We saw, oh my gosh, Michael, what do you want?
Just a quick public service announcement. This applies to you, Max, but anyone else out west. Now is the official beginning of bison mating season. So just know they're looking to find a mate. And right now, Max, with your flowing locks that you got going right now, I would just
Ty knows
they might be targeting you.
Ty knows a little bit about up close and personal animal mating.
Oh yeah,
I had a huge horse wiener flop right on him.
Yeah, so I was in the Grand Canyon, and we were doing a horseback ride, and we were taking a picture on the side of the cliff. All of a sudden, I looked to my left. My dad's horse's cock flops out. It's about 2 feet, maybe about 2.5 feet. And this thing starts trying to get up on my horse, trying to mount my horse while I'm on the horse.
Oh, that story never gets old.
So I'm a little traumatized with horses. Also, it's crazy how big they are. I saw the Budweiser horses at the Budweiser Brewery in St. Louis. You see those Clydesdales. You don't really, you see those beautiful commercials. They're so cute. Oh my God, so sentimental. You go into their fucking stables. You see those things flap out, damn near hit the ground. A Clydesdale.
The first thing I was looking at, though. I mean, just right there.
That was like 6th grade.
Whoa. I gotta be honest though, they when they have all the bison statues too out west, like we were like, whoa. I mean, they don't hide it like the statues, like they're out. Like, and they show them on the statues too. It's just like, I feel like the kids are taking pictures in front of the bison, and there's just huge cocks on the statue. I'm just like, there's got to be something, something filtered here. These statues, they got to take out the cocks. It's got to be done. I'm just gonna say that.
It's all about realisticness.
So Max, is that number 2 or number 1 on your top 5 outdoor activities? Is it looking at a bison schlong? That's going to be on your list.
That didn't make it.
Did that make it? Oh, it did. Honorable mention.
Or that could be Ty. Look at that Clydesdale schlong. That's what he was doing in the stable right there. But yeah, anyway, I mean, if you guys, anybody listening, if you guys are thinking about taking a trip out west, I know Ty's been out west a ton. Mike, have you been out, have done an out west trip yet or no? Oh, skiing. Yeah. Mike's been out west, Colorado, whatnot. 100% recommend. I mean, this is incredible. We obviously I'm big into travel and adventuring and all that good stuff. And Haley and I we have a passport book of national parks. So every national park we go to, we get a stamp and a sticker to lock in the passport to kind of show every national park, it's super cool. Just kind of adventure, setting up those adventure goals for yourself. But my God, does it feel nice to be taking a week off of work?
Yeah.
Getting out into nature, like just
it's a great reset.
Taking a break from all the stress. I mean, talk about getting out of the thick of things. I am
Yeah.
completely out of it and it feels fantastic.
You need to unplug once in a while. Got to get in nature. Nature cures all anxiety and stress.
It really does. It really does.
So
And I'll tell you what
go
though,
ahead.
Haley and I were talking about this on the way out. It's like we live in a culture that's so unbelievably driven by work, 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 work. Like what comes next? What do I need to do next? What is it? And it's like I'm not saying I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I'm like that myself. Like I get really caught up in everything that I got going on in my work. Sometimes I lose that work-life balance, and it's just like it's sometimes nice to remember to kind of remove yourself from all of it. And it's just kind of like, okay, I'm taking a break, right? Just detaching, spending a week to unplug. Work will be there for me when I get back, but to have a week to not worry about that, like it feels freeing. And I know like that feeling is like everybody feels differently about that, but it's just like for me, it's just like, oh, I need it so bad. I need to do it. I need to unplug.
I wish, society, when we were studying in Australia, Max, we talked to all of our European friends and they always talk about, in Europe, they get a month or two off at a time.
It's crazy.
They focus on more so living life. Yeah, obviously having great careers, ambitions and everything and, following your dreams with your work, but like they really emphasize mental health. They really emphasize, having your trips, having your time off and people are super productive with it and it works really well and people are just generally happier. I think, I would love it if the United States could adapt to some certain things that other countries do like that, more focused on
they take
people.
like 2-hour lunch breaks. Like everybody has a mandatory lunch break. It's from like 12 to 2 where you go out and get coffee, go for walks, go for run, go do whatever you want. Like that's the European way. It's just very like focused on life first, work second. When we live in a country with the culture of work first, everything else second. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just wear down. Mike, head it over to you. What are your thoughts?
No, that I think paid time off of whatever job you have, if it's in the service industry, if you're in a tech industry, or if you're working remote, like a lot of us do half the time. I think it's really important because it is so tempting just to check your phone and see if I'll just catch up with an email just so I can kind of stay in the loop of things. But your mind truly is just still in that reality that you're in. I know, Ty, you mentioned being out in nature cures anxiety and whatnot, but there is something freeing about not having to worry about any sort of electronics, just enjoying the creation that's out there and just truly unplugging.
The people you're with and the nature you're in.
100%.
Amen to that. I think it's super important for nowadays when people are like getting jobs. I think it's an important culture question to ask when you're interviewing, saying, what is like the work-life balance here? Like when I am on vacation, there's a lot of companies out there where, you still need to like log in at night for an hour and check what's going on. So I think that's
right.
Super important that people looking for new jobs look at, and also companies to really, change some of their policies.
Yes.
That's the thing. I'm blessed to work for a small company. And when I put on the calendar that I'm off, I don't get one phone call or one text or email from my boss because we like to enjoy the time off.
Michael, you make a really good point there. And I was just about to say the same thing. Like I'm blessed. I work for an amazing company and they understand when I want to take PTO. Nobody should ever be afraid to ask for PTO. Like nobody should ever be nervous to go to their boss and say, hey, I need a week. Right? Like you get a certain amount of PTO. Like every single year, right? Everybody gets a certain amount of PTO. Nobody should ever be afraid to go to their boss and say, hey, could I have this week off in August? Oh, but it's crunch time for this season. Oh, it's like, but we might have this. You'll always have that. You will always have that thing going on all the time. So if you have PTO, obviously don't abuse it. I mean, like but what I'm saying is never be afraid to act, like you should never be afraid to say, hey, I'm taking PTO. Hey, I'm taking some time to de-stress. Hey, I'm taking some time to remove myself away from work. Because like ultimately, that's part of the biggest reason why Tyler and I started this podcast, right? Like we want people to have an outlet. Like everybody needs an outlet. Everybody needs time to like take a breath and get away from the thick of things. Like life can get really stressful. Work can get really stressful. Like that's one of the biggest reasons why Tyler and I started this podcast. There's just like, we want to have fun and do something outside of work that people can go to and have an outlet. And kind of live their life outside of work, right? It's that work-life balance is truly, truly something that people need and should never be afraid to ask for. But
yeah. Moral of the story is, if you're thinking about taking that trip, fucking take it. You're not going to get time back. Time is the most precious thing you'll ever have in your life.
you only live one life.
Clock is ticking. You only live once. Take that trip.
By the way, Michael, are we going to talk about did Tyler's screen get super dark? Tyler, are you like setting a Zen mode?
He's copying. Is he copying your background?
No, it's his room.
It's my room's like kind of like an A-frame type.
It's actually really nice. But Tyler, like, are you like practicing
Can
Zen?
I turn a light on?
Just flip on a light. You look like the ghost of Christmas past. There we go. Oh wait, now it'll be good. It'll be good. There we go. Hey, you'll be the guy. Anyway.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's top five.
Top
5 outdoor activities. Max's brain is all scrambled.
Top 5 outdoor activities thanks to Bennett Gunderson, right? Bennett gave us the suggestion. Right, Tyler?
He did.
Bennett did. Shout out to Bennett. Bennett Gundy, I know
got his pen out. Mike's got his pen out. I think he's ready to go first. Mike,
come on. What do you say, Big Sack?
I've got a top 15 list, but I've narrowed it down to 5. Hopefully we don't have a whole lot of repeats. This first one, my number 5. My number 5 is kick the can. Growing up as a kid,
good one.
I had a lot of cousins. And when it's nighttime, when it's evening, when it's dusk, you either play Ghost in the Graveyard or Kick the Can. Max, you look dumbfounded right now. Have you not played Kick the Can?
Mike, you're making me change my list right now. I'm adding something that was a childhood outdoor activity for me too. So I love it.
It's called enjoying life. Kick the can.
By the way, Tyler,
Mike, I love it. Max, whatever you're about to say, you're wrong. Mike, I love it.
Tyler,
no, go ahead, Max. Why is that bad?
All right, what's 4, Mike? Keep it rolling.
Number 4. This one you can enjoy with a buddy, a girlfriend, a family, a significant other, a boyfriend, is farmers markets. When it's a beautiful,
that's a good one,
June Saturday, and you're strolling to your local downtown's farmer market, seeing some crazy produce that you've never seen before, maybe buy some flowers, buy some squeaky cheese curds. Nothing hits like a beautiful weather, midsummer farmers market day.
Wow, that was beautiful.
That really was like
that really made me want to go to a farmer's market.
That made
number 3. This one might be on your guys' lists, but I have hanging out on the lake. When we're
any
going
specific activities, or is it just hanging out on the lake? Are we talking like boating, skiing, tubing, drinking? Is it just lake?
I would say, okay, if we need to
narrow that down
a little bit,
narrow it down.
Yeah, I would say water skiing, violently crashing on your face, losing your swim trunks, but then pulling yourself up, getting back to shore, and having a couple brews to get off the pain.
All right,
I got a little story related to tubing and boating. It's really bad, Max. I don't know if you've heard this one. I had a traumatic experience boating when I was younger. One of my uncles was whipping us around. Me and Kyle were tubing. We launched in the air. We clacked heads. Concussed. We basically concussed each other. Got back, walked up the deck, got a huge splinter in my foot. So disaster. I felt like I had to share that.
Good.
Tubing though, that's a great one. I'm not sure if that's on the list or if I can even narrow that down to number 2, but you gotta love just having someone driving a boat and they just whip you around in like a death circle.
Scary.
Just bumping you and another buddy, and it feels like you're going like 5 Gs, but you're
good stuff. Mike, what's number 2?
Number 2, who could forget? I got tailgating or cookouts.
Good. That's good. That's really good.
You can do that outside almost any time of the year. People cook out in Wisconsin when it's the middle of January. I know we just had baseball season start up a couple months ago. Memorial Day today, we were cooking out. It's beautiful.
Good stuff.
And number one, I don't think you guys have this, but driving with the windows down, top elite outdoor activity. And you're going early in the morning, you're driving to work, windows down. It's a nice day. But if you're on a country road, just turn down those windows and blast whatever song's your favorite and have the wind go through your hair.
See, that's a great outdoor activity, but number one in the world, putting your windows down in your car versus actually being outside.
That's, I mean, that's folks.
That's a tough
folks. If you're listening to this, like, that's as bad as it gets as a number one.
So are you driving inside? When do you drive a car inside?
No, I'm just saying, Mike, like, wouldn't you want your number one outdoor activity to be actually outdoors and not something that's blocking you from the outdoors?
Touche. We'll mull that over and see about it.
Well, we'll see what the voters think. If Mike wins, I don't really know what's real anymore. But it is what it is. Ty, do you want to go second or should I go?
You go second.
I go?
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Okay. Top 5 outdoor activities. I'm gonna go with number 5. We're gonna start with running, jogging. For me, I mean, I love to go running. I mean, I know not everybody likes to go running. I know you like to go running, Michael. I know you like to go running, Tyler. But when, especially for like runners, like when summer hits, and especially in Wisconsin, and it starts getting nice again, going for those runs, that feeling after you finish that run, it's hard to beat that. And especially when you're going outside, you've been running on the treadmill or working out inside all winter, you get back out there, get on those runs, get that feel good feeling coming back to you. Running. That's my number 5. My number 4, camping. Camping is super fun. Tyler just did it this weekend. Haley and I are sort of doing it this week. I know Michael's been out there camping there in the deep woods. That's a big time Wisconsin thing too. Going out, making sure you forget your poles for your tent, or not being supplied them, Michael. Thanks for letting me down and making me look horrible. But anyway, camping is my number 4. There's hardly anything that beats it. The lake feel, camping out in the tent, getting that campfire going, roasting weenies. It's a fantastic feeling. Number 3, I'm doing boating. So kind of similar to what Michael was talking about, that being out in the lake, being out in the boat, having a few drinks, hanging out with your friends. It's really hard to beat boating.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm going golfing. Absolutely love getting out on the course. I think most of us do here in Wisconsin, getting out in the course when that summer seasons come about, especially watching PGA and gambling on it. That's a really, really, really good feeling.
Do you have like a really bad golf experience? Like either how it was outside, if you just started poured on, or if it was sweltering heat at all? Anything stick out?
I have a lot of horrible golf experiences. I mean, it's about the time being out on the course more so than anything. Times when you think you're going to go low and then you end up shooting a really, really absurdly high number.
Experience. It's not about how you play.
Yeah. Golfing is all about the experience, and golfing number 2. And number 1, I've been doing a ton of it this week, but it's my number 1 favorite thing to do, hiking. Absolutely love hiking. Love getting out there. It's the best way for me to work out. It's like you're working out, but you don't even think you're working out because you're out there, seeing beautiful sights and going in beautiful areas that not a lot of people always get to go in. And, I just absolutely love going for a good hike. Anytime, anywhere, I'll be there for a good hike. That's my top 5.
Hiking's a great number 1.
I think I got a strong top 5. A strong top 5.
Way too much physical activity. I mean, not everyone is like you, Max, where you're just on a.
My honorable mention is driving with the windows down.
Mike, that's honorable mention. I don't know how you came to the conclusion of number 1 being in a car.
All right, Tyler, top 5, and then we're gonna finish it with fuck up of the week.
Oh, we're not. What's hot? What's not?
We might have to.
We got some good ones. We can go quick.
All right. We'll have to go quick. What's hot? What's not?
All right. Yeah. So honorable mention, Mike. Since you mentioned crack the can or whatever, my honorable mention is Ghost in the Graveyard. I don't know if you guys have played that. Such a fun outdoor kids game. Run around the house. You have to hide, get tagged. I don't know if you guys know it. Great game. But
it's a great game.
Number 5, Max, you had it on your list. Golfing. It's got to be on there. anyone who enjoys a good round of golf, there's nothing better than going out on a Sunday morning after you've been drinking a little bit. You're a little bit hungover, but you get a
Or a
nice
lot of
breakfast burrito. You hit the course, you feel great. Nothing better. Number 4, you guys didn't have it. Max is terrible at it. Mike, I don't know how you are at it. Fishing, I love it. Nothing more
Oh.
peaceful. A lot of people would agree with me. Fishing
I
is
know,
great.
but I wouldn't.
It's
But
so
I know other
peaceful.
people
It's
would.
great getting out there, and when you get a fish on that line, the adrenaline pumps, the heart pumps. Love it.
Reel
Some
it
of
in,
the
Big
best,
Papa.
well, some of the best fishing experiences, if you're with a group of buddies and you're with one who just thinks he's a professional angler, and you have another guy,
Me,
maybe
basically.
Max Hoffman over here, who just doesn't even know what a fishing rod looks like. And this professional angler just thinks he's going to be reeling in all the muskie, all the walleye, whatever you're fishing for. But the kid who never has cast a line in his life somehow is always the one that just gets like the best fish. I don't know why. It's just
It's like
always
the
happens.
fish know that, like, oh, you fucker, you've caught too many of us. We're
Best
gonna
looking
we're gonna
person,
let
the
them.
best looking person get the best looking fish.
Okay, now that idea is out the window.
The best looking person get the best looking fish. That's all I got to say about it.
Oh,
All right, Ty,
cool.
3.
All right, 3, hiking. Such, they're getting out in nature and hiking, just, seeing whatever you can in nature, whether that's a beautiful mountains, beautiful lakes, potentially seeing, like you saw a bison, some grizzly bears, moose, elk. I know you saw a moose. I saw in your picture on your Instagram, Max. Like, it's just so cool to be out there, and it's great exercise and exploring new areas. So 3, hiking.
Strong.
2, Mike, you had mentioned you do this. I'm not sure how much you do it, but skiing. I've recently gotten into it. It's so much fun. It's seeing a mountain in such a different way, and the adrenaline you can get when you're flying down the mountain. It's pretty scary, but it's so fun. I absolutely love skiing. I even tried a couple little jumps. I'm not great at it. I'll get better, but absolutely love it. Number 1, this might be a little bit wonky, but it truly is my favorite outdoor activity, whitewater rafting. It's so fucking fun. Everyone out there, if you
man.
haven't tried whitewater rafting, it is just pure happiness. I fucking love it. So
I was ready to destroy you, and then it actually ended up being good. So, dang, Ty, that's a strong top 5. But the only thing about Tyler's top 5, I feel like that might hurt him is it's very narrowed in towards like the extremist adventure type of person.
Yeah, that's what I am. That's
skiing and whitewater rafting, and
that's me. That's what I like to do. I like that shit. So
yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the voters want. We'll have to see what the voters want. It's either driving with the windows down, constantly adrenaline rush outside with Max, or extremist adventure shit with Ty. One of the 3. Anyway,
cast your vote.
Let's keep it rolling. We'll make sure that we have that up on Instagram too, by the way, for voting. But we have 2 more segments left. Let's keep it rolling. We're gonna try to keep this under 3 hours long.
What's not?
So, what's hot? What's not? I guess you know what? I'll get Ty. You get it started because you went.
Sure,
last.
I'll get us started. What's hot? I don't know if you guys. I did a little brief story on this on our Instagram story a couple days ago before we were going to post, but you guys know Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the Swedish soccer player?
Yeah.
So basically, he's an absolute god. He's almost 40 years old, and his most recent post, he actually said, so for the past 6 months, he literally played without an ACL in his left knee, swollen knee for 6 months. He was only able to train with his team 10 times in the last 6 months, took more than 20 injections in 6 months, emptied the knee once a week for 6 months, took painkillers every day for 6 months. And he basically never suffered so much on and off the pitch.
Wow.
But
That's
he ended up
impressive.
bringing, AC Milan, they won the championship for Serie A, which is, the Italian leagues, and he played through it. So his Instagram post was, today I have a new ACL and another trophy. So let's fucking go.
Wow.
Props to him.
Nice.
Props to working through that. That is like sincerely amazing. Zlatan is what's hot right now.
That's awesome. What's not?
What's not? Bears. I don't know if I told you guys this, but so recently at my cabin that I have in Gatlinburg, I got the other night, I was about to go to bed, and we have a camera, like a Ring camera, and I got commotion at 12:45, which means 1:45 Eastern time there. I'm like, what the hell is going on? All of a sudden, I see cops at the fucking door. I'm like, oh God, what happened? I'm like, Todd, what's going on, man? I see the cops are at the door. Buddy, what's going on? he's like, yeah, we thought we heard someone breaking in outside. There was someone on the deck and someone was ruffling through the garbage can. Turns out there's a bear on the deck. He climbed up to the second floor deck, was walking around. And then this is what's not. Bears are not smart. I've come to the conclusion. This bear was eating in the trash can. He was eating paint cans. He was eating stained paint cans, just eating and licking up all the paint cans and just eating
Sounds
metal.
like something you'd do.
So my what's hot bears right now for me.
Solid. Mike, what's hot, what's not?
Yeah, I got two what's hot.
Nice.
This one is actually related to soccer as well. A quick disclosure, I know zero knowledge of whatever happens in the soccer world. Actually heard this from the Wall Street Journal. What's hot is U.S. women's national soccer team. After negotiating, they will be having equal pay as the men's team. And if you think about it, I've heard stories.
Haley's rooting.
Yeah, women's team, like on average, if you were a professional women's soccer player, you win the World Cup. They've won it 4 times.
They're
You'd be making like
good.
$30,000 a year. $30,000. That's you can't. I mean,
Michael, they have more talent in their pinky than you have in your entire.
Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts.
So they will have equal pay with the men's team after some collective bargaining agreements.
In fact, the men's team should get less pay. Hot take. They are terrible.
They should.
And they have been terrible for a very long time. They're an absolute disgrace to our country. The men's.
They lost to Trinidad and Tobago to get into the last World Cup, which has less people than the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Go ahead, Mike. What's next?
Other really quick, what's hot? Our friends across the pond. This week begins the celebration of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Good old Queen Elizabeth. She is 96 years old, and she has been ruling as the Queen of
still
England
ticking?
for 70 years.
Good for her.
70 freaking years you're a queen. So it's like just at the end of World War II to now. Blows my mind.
Wow.
And yeah, it's crazy. So Prince Charles is, I believe, on the next person to be the king once our beloved queen peels over. And let's just say people, not a huge fan of Prince Charles, considering he's got a lot of close associations with Epstein. So we'll see how that goes. So holding out for Queen Elizabeth for another 70 years, but that's seemingly impossible.
Do you have what's not?
A quick what's not. Literally what is not hot. I was watching the Celtics game yesterday, and so many of their players are just like ugly, like Marcus Smart, like just face. I don't even know. So they're literally
ugly. Just personally ugly.
Hot. Yeah,
wow.
I would agree. Personally ugly.
I would agree. 100%.
Whoa.
Like
ugly and floppers.
I'm taking a look at some
ugly
of the lineup. Yeah. Freaking Grant Williams just looks like he's like a doughboy at times, a very just laughable face.
Oh my God.
Robert Williams the third. That's also just another this guy. I don't know what's going on. And then Jason Tatum, just don't grow facial hair if it comes in.
He needs to cut that shit.
He's a good looking guy. He is the one.
He's like when I try to grow facial hair. That's what he looks like. Horrible.
So I was just looking at the starting lineup, taking a look at their players, and literally they are not hot, as in ugly.
All right. That's
and another little quick what's not hot. I was watching the Today Show today, and unfortunately the national average for gas prices has reached $4.62 a gallon. So gas prices.
Fuck.
Not hot.
I'm feeling that on this road trip, by the way. That's tough. That's tough.
The Mazda's cranking the gas money away.
The Mazda. All right. So my what's hot, actually, road trips.
Yeah.
Road trips, when you go with the right person, road trips are so much fun. It beats, I would rather drive and stay overnight at a hotel and then continue finishing the trip on the next day, drive for 25 hours to go wherever I need to go rather than step foot in an airport. I will tell you what, I take road trips any day of the week. Me and Haley have had an absolute blast. When you're with the right person, the time absolutely flies. You're saving money. Well, not really with gas prices now, but besides the fact, It's just more fun. The stress of the airports were my what's not a couple weeks ago. Airlines are ridiculous these days. Prices on airlines are ridiculous. Airports are
Cancellations
shitholes.
left and right.
Airports are shitholes. People are assholes. Like, I am so done. I love this road trip so much, and to have the ability to like pack your own groceries, pack whatever you want in the car, and not have to worry about the weight of your bags, pack whatever you want, like switch off driving, you
No
just have a
masks.
good time, listen to your own music out loud, not have a care in the world about anybody else around you. Road trips are where it's at. I was nervous about it to start, but now I love it. Road trips,
Hey.
what's hot. Love
I love that. I've really been coming a road trip guy too lately.
Yeah, Ty, we should road trip to Gatlinburg in August.
Hell yeah. September.
So
Is it August or
It was August, idiot.
September?
It has to be August now. It has to be. So don't mess it
Well,
up.
I'm going all of August, so.
Anyway, what's not? My what's not is me and no wait, hold on. My what's not is South Dakota. South Dakota there is absolutely nothing in South Dakota. There's the Badlands and Custer, but that's it. We entered South Dakota out. We went driving right to where did we drive to first? Haley? Tetons. Right. Driving to the Tetons. We had to drive right all the way through South Dakota. And there is nothing. I was almost going insane. They advertised for wall drug on every mile. So I'm like 3 miles into South Dakota, and I'm seeing advertisements for wall drug. I'm like, oh, no way. I wonder if we're close to wall drug. And I look, and it's like 298 miles away. I'm like, we got to do better on our advertisements, South Dakota. We got to find something else to be excited about over there. Just a lot of nothing. I will say it's a lot of great land for the cows, though. I mean, they're really up there. But other than that, we got to advertise something other than wall drug. It was getting a little bit ridiculous. South Dakota, my what's not.
Max, they do get really excited. Max, my buddy, he lived there for 5 years. He said they get real excited for their blackjack. They have blackjack tables in every bar.
That's awesome. That is cool. Good for them.
Fucked up.
Good for them.
Talking about
what's fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's close this sucker down with fuck up of the week. And I really want to start with Mike, because Michael, talk about a guy who fucks up. Let's talk Michael. Let's talk Michael Krupo.
This is a big fuck up group.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing that Ty, that Max was not ready for. I am flipping the switch on fuck up of the week
to him.
And this is actually a story relating to Max Hoffman.
Woo!
So let me set the scene. It's the winter of 2021. I think it was January 31st, if I believe. And Max and I, we like running. I mean, that's one of his favorite outdoor activities. We like to run.
You know the story.
And Max he loves running by Lake Michigan. I mean, it's the middle of winter. Granted, it was about 15 degrees on like a Saturday morning. So I'm like, all right, I'll drive down Lake Michigan, go for a run. And we're about 1 mile into our run. And we start slowing down a little bit. And Max like, Mike, I got a shit.
What?
And I'm like,
I haven't heard
like
this
right now, or like
that was my $100 Harbor House shit.
Are we supposed to like turn around, or what are we supposed to do? And I'm like, yeah, we got to go back. So we go back like another half mile, and at this point, this is probably a rosebud poking out, I'm assuming, and we have to walk to like the parking lot. We checked the bathroom. Gopher. Building was closed. The restroom building was closed. Max thought he was going to just pinch a loaf out in the woods, but that wasn't really an ideal option. But by our cars, we are parked by this restaurant called Harbor House.
One of the fanciest restaurants in Milwaukee.
Is that by Discovery World?
Very fancy restaurant right off of Lake Michigan. And Max is like, all right, I'm just going to go in there and ask if you can use the restroom or something like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm just on my phone for a little bit. But I'm like, oh, I'll follow Max in there and just wait for them there. I walk through the doors. There's 2 people wearing suits, and we're like, and Max is like, Mike, I got us a table. Like, it's lunchtime. We can eat food, right? I'm like, I thought you were just going to use the bathroom. So
they made us sit down.
We stay there. And let me show you what we were wearing. This is like a very nice restaurant. Like, people, they were wearing face masks at the time, and it was just, we were wearing sweatpants with masks. We were sweaty. We were disgusting. Here's the preview image I'm going to share with you right now. I took a little selfie to commemorate.
Oh my God.
So, he's wearing a Packers hat. People watching this on YouTube, I'm wearing just sweatpants and a sweatshirt. So, yeah, spent the bill of about, I don't know, probably like $100. So that was by far the most expensive dump that I have ever heard of.
The $100 golden shit.
Yeah, it was not. Great.
Yeah, it was
not
great.
Michael, that was a good one. That was really bad.
Wow, I've never heard that story.
That was bad. Amazing. That was my Harbor House, $100 Harbor House crap. So that was great.
Golden poop.
All right, I'll go next. My fuck up of the week is me and Tyler. Ooh. And let me explain. Tyler and I tried to get this episode out on Monday for the viewers, for the fans. I tried to take my Zoom call on the road in the middle of Wyoming on my hotspot. Tyler and I spent like 3 minutes trying to talk back and forth, and we kept talking over each other because our voices were so delayed. It was the worst Zoom video of all time. We sounded horrible. And the fact that we had the thought process that could work, it's such a huge fuck up of both of us. More me than Tyler. I more so pushed through that to get Tyler to do it than anything. But
I even questioned. I was like, "Bud, aren't you going to be like in South Dakota or Wyoming or something?" Like, oh, no, it's Wyoming. I'll have good service. My hotspot's going to be great.
It was so bad. We spent 3 minutes, and it was just like, this is not going to work. We're going to have to tell the viewers it's coming out on Tuesday because it was tough. My fuck up of the week, Tyler and I. Just awful stuff. Really bad stuff. But hey, we tried for the viewers. So that's admirable. Tyler?
Yep. All right. So mine fuck up. That's a great fuck up, by the way, Max. We really done messed up on that one.
Oh, yeah.
My fuck up. It's a video from the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. It's
oh God.
I'll show it. I'll show it to you. The fuck up is a lot of people that I know close to me believe that this was real. So tell me if you guys think that this is believable in any way, because this was out there and it's great.
Do you want to set it up for people who are just listening on audio?
Yeah. So basically it's Jason Momoa coming in and giving a testimony on Amber Heard and what his thoughts were while he worked with her on Aquaman. So here we go.
Oh shit! I didn't know we were starting yet. Wait, almost got it. Perfect spot.
Whoever made this video is a genius.
Could you please state your full name?
Yeah, I am Jason Momoa.
Mr. Momoa, do you know Amber Heard?
I do. Hi, Amber.
Don't talk to her. So how do you know Amber?
We work together on Aquaman.
So you work together as actors, right?
No, as janitors.
Haley
so high.
Did you say you felt safe around Amber on the set?
Sure, I guess.
So there was not even one incident?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Why? What happened?
Well, Amber and I were in the pool recording a scene. It was just the two of us. And she pointed at the water and said, "Look at that beautiful brown fish."
So what seems to be the issue? I'm not following.
Any wildlife in the water would be computerized, so that was brown fish.
I don't understand. What was it?
Well, it was, shall I say, Amber's turn.
No. Mr. Momoa, how do you even know what that was? Did you even take a picture of Amber's Heard?
No, I didn't.
So do you have any evidence?
Well, I made a replica. Yeah, here it is. Now, does that look like a fish? Nope. And how did that even come out of her body?
All right. So basically, the fuck up is some people that I know closely thought this video was real. Whoever made this video, it's fucking hilarious. Props to them, but wow.
Good shit. Good shit. Well, hey guys, I'm pretty sure that concludes our show today, right?
It does. It's a great episode. A long one, but it's a great one.
It's a long one, but it's a good one. We have a special guest, so it's longer. Mike,
yeah, we need to make extra time for Mike.
Round of applause for Big Sack Mike. Way to be, Mike. Anyway, thank you all
PSM.
for listening. Thank you all for listening. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Give us that 5 stars. Give us that like. We appreciate. We are now available on Apple Podcasts. I was not going to forget Apple Podcasts. We are available on Apple Podcasts.
Woo!
So if you do not have Spotify, now you have Apple. You have no excuse. So listen. Thank you all. We appreciate you. And I will be posting the top 5, or maybe Tyler will, since I will be in the middle of nowhere, on Instagram for you guys to vote. So please vote. And if Michael wins, that would be ridiculous. But anyway, thank you all. Michael, thank you. Tyler,
Pot out.
pot out.